Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. I'm very excited today. I'm going to be trying something in this Exodus study that was inspired by my friend Anri Erasmus. I was showing her how to emboss with this music note stamp, and then she just took the paints and created this little leaf cluster on top of the embossing with watercolor, and I was like blown away. It's the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. And so you'll see that it's on scrap paper, but I kept it because it is inspiration, let me tell you. So now the thing is that in this Exodus page, it is quite crinkly, which I don't mind. I like crinkly pages, as you may know from my hashtags. But this was very crinkly, and so the embossing just didn't come out as clear as what I wanted. So I went over it again, and as I heat embossed it, I forgot that there was embossing on the page behind it. And so that kind of melted into the page attached to it or adjacent to it. So it was a bit of a mess for a minute, but we survived. Me and my perfectionistic self, we survived. So when you heat emboss, it's quite easy. You stamp with a glue ink or any ink that stays wet for a while. You pour the embossing powders over, and then you set it with a heat gun. A hairdryer is not going to work for this because it blows the powder away. Heat gun, so this is melted, the powder is melted by the heat. So make sure your heat gun is good and hot before you use it, and then you can just melt this powder. Now, I'm not as good at these leaves as my friend is, but I'm learning, and that's the great part of it. I want to encourage you to practice. If I didn't say that enough, practice. And that really, I look at my art from the very first page I did, and I'm blown away at the growth, not just in art, if I can call it that, but in my devotion, in the knowledge and understanding of the word so much. So this is one of my favorite verses, and this page actually had so much to be journaled. The reason why I chose the music notes is because it has Israel's song on here after they went through the Red Sea unscathed, and all of the Egyptians, every single one of them drowned as Moses parted the Red Sea. So all of that is on this page. But just before that, in Exodus 14:14, it has my favorite verse. Well, not my favorite verse. It's actually my most challenging verse. But it's the verse that God has kept giving to me in the last 4 months. Every single time I fall into stress and panic. So, music notes for the song, these gorgeous leaves for breakthrough, and then the alpha stickers will spell out the words of this verse. Like I said, Exodus 14:14. Some translations just say it better than others, to my understanding. I like this one that says, God says that He will fight for us. We need only be still. We need to keep our mouths shut sometimes. We need to shut up sometimes, and we don't. You know, we want to try and figure it out and try and fight it out and try and suss it out and add our own opinions and little things onto God's plan instead of allowing God to fight for you. And well, I mean, like I said, in the last 4 months, really, this has been the verse that God has been speaking to me. So often I'm in a situation, be it as a parent or be it as a wife or a daughter or a sister. I want to kind of fix it with, you know, my experience and my things that worked for me, or even in my health. I want to share with others, you know, some little medication or whatever that worked for me, instead of just allowing God to fight for me and to fight for the other person involved in whatever is needed. And so that's what I'm spelling out with these Tim Holtz alpha stickers. I'm spelling out, I will fight for you. You need only be still. Be still, Rochelle. Oh, how many times has God said that to you? Like I said, to me, this has been over and over and over again. I'm going to be journaling to the right of this Israel song, just my takeaway from this. I wanted to add this dash God to it, like it was him saying it. I didn't have a dash in this letter set, so I just took a gold piece from the inside of an O and put a black Faber-Castell pen over that so that it would work out. So I'm going to pretty much write the verse as it says it in this specific translation, the ESV translation. I like that it says, don't be afraid, stand firm. So we don't need to shut up in the sense of back away, but we do need to be quiet and let God do what he does best. He has won the victory. It's already finished. We've seen that in Easter. It is finished. God has done it for you. So let him fight for you today, as I know he fights for me. And I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.